What's going on, everyone? So D'Angelo Russell was recently on the Patrick Beverley Podcast, and they were having their conversations, usual podcast. And Patrick Beverley on the pod said this. This might have been the best year D'Lo ever had shooting-wise. And D'Angelo Russell took that opportunity to chime in and say this. He said, and they ain't talking about it, bruh. I don't understand. I got to do, Pat, y'all want me to play point guard? I played point guard. Y'all want me to play shooting guard? What y'all want from me? I shoot 30 from 3, 40 from 3. What y'all want? You want me to win a game in the last 2 minutes too? Question mark. I'm just going to stay humble, right? And D'Lo said these things, and he is getting a lot of backlash, and a lot of fans are feeling like, he messed up, right? He said some stuff that he shouldn't have said. Personally, I don't think what he said was inaccurate. And we'll dive into that. Now, should he have said that? Probably not. But they're just talking. They're in the moment, right? And that's how he really feels, which I don't really blame him, right? Like, we all know how people and fans can respond to a player that they feel blew an opportunity. Danny Green, the year we won the championship, was getting death threats because he missed a shot in the Mamba jerseys, and we lost one game, right? Like, people were losing their minds over it, calling him a bum, literally threatening him and his family because of it, right? Like, and D'Lo got a ton of backlash for his performance in the Western Conference Finals. Now, again, should he have said what he said? Probably not, because he should have known that this was going to blow up out of proportion. But I really don't think he said anything that was that bad. Patrick Beverley is not wrong. He had his best shooting year. D'Angelo Russell was ridiculously good for the Lakers, given the circumstances even. We don't even get to the Denver Nuggets series if it's not for D'Angelo Russell. He saved us countless times throughout the playoffs, especially in that Golden State Warriors series, right? Like, D'Angelo Russell is a key important piece for the Lakers. He is. Now, is he like the be-all, end-all? No, but he's a very good player. Talk about a legit 17, 6, and 3 guy that can play make, that can score at all 3 levels, that takes so much pressure off of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, that can deliver on a nightly basis, go give you 30 if you want him to, right? He's a liability on defense. A lot of players in today's NBA is, but at least he was trying for the Lakers. He actually had some of his best defensive games with the Lakers than he's had like ever in his career. But this guy legit he shot 55% from 2-point range. He shot just under 42% from 3 and shot 48, almost 50% from the field in total. That's ridiculous. Like, if his free throw shooting was better, because he did drop shooting the free throws, which is weird, he would have almost, like, if he would have shot what he shot free throw wise in Minnesota, but he didn't shoot efficiently enough, then you're talking about a legit 50-40-90 guy. Or nearly 50-40-90. Like, that is very good. There are very few people that have reached those heights. And here's the thing, though. He did all of that without even playing 10 full games with the roster. And then had to go into the playoffs and be the point guard. Do you understand how hard it is to be a point guard, period? And then on top of that, you don't even get reps with your teammates. It's what the point guard has to know and has to understand, and what the point guard's duty is of controlling the game, getting guys in their money spots, kind of keeping the flow and everything like that. To have a guy like D'Lo come in a time where every game for the Lakers is game 7, right? The Lakers could not afford to lose a single game. He also was hurt and still managed to play through it in the playoffs. And he had no repetition. He had no way. He didn't know the playbook. He didn't know what the sets were. He didn't know any of it. And he still was able to do what he did for the Lakers. He still was their most consistent guy next to maybe Austin Reeves during the regular season at the time he was there. And then in the playoffs, the first 2 rounds, he was great. You know, he had his good moments, his bad moments, but so did everybody. And D'Lo wasn't the only guy that didn't show up. Like, nobody showed up in the Western Conference Finals. Right? Like, if we had one other guy that showed up, we would have been money. And D'Lo, I mean, we saw countless times where D'Lo just made a bad pass, but it wasn't even him making a bad pass. It was just the miscommunication because he didn't have the reps with the players. It was, oh, I thought you were going to be here, but you were over here. How many times did they, oh, my bad, I thought you were going to be in points, and I thought you were going to be over here. Even like where guys' pockets are, right? Like, where's his pocket? Where does he like it? Okay, he likes the ball on the left side. He likes the ball on the right side. Right? He always likes to kick out and come here. He's going to cut every time. Like, all of these things that you learn throughout the course of an offseason and a training camp and a preseason and an 82-game season, he didn't get any of it. Any of it. He didn't get to play. He played 17 games total for the Lakers in the regular season. 17 games. And out of those 17 games, 10 of them, he didn't have LeBron or AD or, other guys, right? Like, he never got to have a full opportunity to really figure things out. And now he's going to have a full offseason, a full training camp, a full preseason. This is a guy that can handle the workload. He's still young enough to continue to improve and get better and grow, right? Like, was I upset and disappointed in D'Lo? Absolutely, right? Like, I was absolutely upset and disappointed. But it wasn't just his fault, right? Like LeBron was shooting us out of games, right? Like, where was that? Anthony Davis wasn't showing up, right? Like, Anthony Davis and LeBron James get outplayed by Jamal Murray and Jokic, right? Like that, like, they weren't even close, and it's just like, I get D'Lo, he was a liability, he had a bad series, but now he has that experience. He can sweep that under the rug. Now, will the Lakers trade him? Maybe, right? Maybe he is, kind of just playing just to play, and then the Lakers are just waiting to find something. They convinced him to waive his no-trade clause, and so the rumors and speculations are at some point they're going to look to move him. And maybe they will, right? Because they want to play Austin Reeves at the point guard because they believe Max Christie in a year or two is going to be ready, and if he moves to starting shooting guard, then having Reeves at the point makes sense. You'd have Reeves, you'd have Christie, Vando, Rui, Anthony Davis for the foreseeable future, right? Cool. All for that. I'm game. But for now, at least the next year or two, I'm totally okay with D'Lo. I think D'Lo is fine. He's a very good player. I mean, you want to talk about consistency amongst players. There are very few players that are as efficient as he is and scores and assists the way that he does. Like, there's very few guys in the league that are like that. His assist turnover ratio is 2-1. Like, everything you want from a point guard he's got it. He's really good off the ball. He was really good off the ball. And this year he's going to have the opportunity to really be that third guy. He was coming in as the third guy. And for the most part, again, during the regular season, he did a good job. In the Memphis series, he did a good job. In the Warriors series, he did a good job. Denver series, he didn't. And we needed him. And it was frustrating to see him on the court. He was clearly frustrated. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just nerves or just maybe it was the foot or whatever it was. Or just he was just on a bad stretch. Even Austin Reeves had a bad stretch in that playoffs. Remember that, what was it, fourth stretch of 3 or 4 games where he was just awful, right? Was just getting busted in that Warriors series. Like, so guys have those stretches. And maybe it was just the worst time. Okay, I get it. But now he's going to have the opportunity. Again, I don't think he should have said what he said, but I don't think there's anything wrong with it. He's not wrong. The guy shot 42% from 3, 50% from the field, averaged 6 assists, and 17, almost 18 points per game as the third guy, and in some nights, the fourth guy when Austin Reeves was going off. So basically your third or fourth guy, he still put up ridiculous numbers and stats, on limited shots and real efficiency, and people still blame him. Like, again, I'm not saying he's not without fault, but he's not solely to blame. And I don't think he was out of pocket for what he said. I don't think anything he said was that bad. I just think it was like, because I've even seen articles like, oh, he said some tone deaf comments. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, he didn't say anything like cancelable or anything like that. He was expressing like, dude, like, what do I got to do? Like, what do they want from me? Which I completely understand. Right? Like, how, like, what else could he have done? Right? Could he have played better in that final playoff series? Of course, but so could have everybody, right? Where was AD? Where was LeBron in all of those games down the stretch? All of those games are winnable. All of them. We lost by a combined, 24 points or something like that for the whole series. Not in a game, for the whole series. Where were our superstars? D'Lo was the guy. He was the third option, fourth option, right? Austin Reeves is him, right? Well, where was Reeves, LeBron, and Anthony Davis down the stretch when those games were close? D'Lo was out of the game on most of those occasions. So if we're gonna be fair, we got to be fair, right? Like, again, he's not without fault. He's not without blame. Absolutely. But I don't think what he said was that bad. I really don't. Should he have said it? Probably not. And it's not, look, say it with your chest. Say what you got to say. Like, I'm all for it. But we live in a world where people just blow things out of proportion, right? So, unfortunately, he should have known that this was going to blow out of proportion. And it has. It really has. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Do you think what he said was bad? Do you think it wasn't? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below.